Grand Rising campers, the Lonewolf here, so that means you're camping with Lonewolf. Today, I'm going to essentially teach you guys how to deal with your depression or anxiety. I gotta pull out the professional glasses for this one. Yeah, just a quick disclaimer, I am not a therapist, a licensed therapist, a doctor, a PhD, nah, none of that. I'm self-taught, street smart, you know what I'm saying, School of Hard Knocks, YouTube University, all that. Nah, but basically everything I learned, I just learned from life, trial and error, mentors. I've had some mentors here and there. Learned a lot on the internet. It's crazy what you can find. You can research a lot of things. That's another thing. Question everything and research everything that I talk about. If you guys might be going through or might have gone through something like this. Now, back in like 2019 or 2020, whatever it was, I had like 8 different jobs. And not because I couldn't get to work on time or actually do work. It was really because I didn't feel like the companies or management valued me as a human. So I just left a lot of jobs. Or some of them were just underpaid, unprofessional. You know, there's a mix. But I ended up working at this factory, who I will not name right now. One of my good friends been telling me, basically since I met him, he's like, yo, you got a dope personality. You should go to barber school and be a barber. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm really an introvert. I ended up going to barber school, graduated, and to be honest, reality set in. And then also after my breakup, I started going through a very intense spiritual awakening, and I became more of an introvert than I ever have in my entire life. So I was basically too emotionally unstable to bring myself to work, to the public, if that makes sense. It was bad enough to the point where like I didn't even want people over. I wasn't hanging out with nobody for a solid like 2 months. I just kept to myself. I recharged because things in life can be draining, and if you don't take time to recharge, your body will make you. I came home, I don't even take naps. I come home from school or the gym and just face plant on the couch, knocked out. So there's this quote. I want y'all to repeat this at least today, just this once. Please, just do it with me. I love my life enough without you in it. If I love my life any less with you in it, I will remove you from it. Now, that's a loaded quote. So let's break it down. I'm in a state of bliss right now. Like, obviously, if it's like some disrespect that's coming towards you, assess and de-escalate it how you have to. But everything else is out of my control. Even the stuff that's in my control, I just accept everything. So I'm kind of like Tanjiro from Demon Slayer right now. I kind of found how to get in my, like, how to stay in flow. You have to remove anything from your life that is deterring you from anything that you want, honestly, as long as it's positive. If somebody's trying to stop you from doing some negative stuff, that's understandable. But Lonewolf, how are you going to cure my depression in 5 minutes or less? Okay, what is depression? Depression is what? A mental illness? Well, is it, or is it something that is self-induced? Again, I don't know. I'm not a doctor or a therapist. I've been in and out of depression not quite my entire life, but definitely since an earlier age, adolescence, you know, when the hormones kick in and stuff. The ways I found to deal with my depression when I was younger to like cancel it out, I actually had an ego death when I was like 17. I had dropped out of college, had an ego death, had my first anxiety attack, and my dad was like, yo, what's wrong? And I didn't really have nothing to say, you know. A couple minutes that went by, so I went downstairs. He followed me downstairs. We both sat on the bed, and I was still just silent. And he's like, good? Like, we supposed to go out to eat like an hour ago. You know me, I don't turn down food for nothing. So he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I just look at him with this blank face. I'm like, your son is dead. And that's probably not what I should have said, but it made sense because I didn't really know what was going on, but I knew that in order to become the person that I was today, I had to completely rewire my way of thinking. And this is how I did it. So I stopped comparing my life to other people's lives. I stopped trying to predict the future or control the future or control anything out of my control. I stopped living in the past. I stopped dwelling, reminiscing too much. I started becoming thankful for everything. I learned how to appreciate things that I've been taking for granted. And honestly, exercise, I spent a lot more time in nature. I'd talk to people. I would hang out with people who were interested in things I was interested in. I would create. Creation became a really big outlet for me in my stress and depression. I had been writing, not necessarily, music since I was like 13 or so. So I kind of just eventually learned how to translate that into my art and music. You need to stop depending on people emotionally. You are self-sustaining. Your body is built with this thing called homeostasis. And what that means is your body is naturally built to survive. So it regulates itself when it's hot, when it's too cold, it regulates. Your nervous system controls that. Your nervous system controls what you feel. You feel pain, you feel something warm, your body's gonna tell you to get away from that. That's hot, don't touch that. Why? Were you born to be depressed? No, you were born to survive and be happy. You have an appetite, you know when to eat, you feel your body. If you eat things that are healthy and not greasy, not fast food, if you eat things that are nourishing and replenishing, you will feel good. If you treat yourself right, do nice things for yourself, you get thirsty, drink some water, some lemon cucumber water if you really know what's good for you. Do them things. It's kind of hard to stay in that negative mindset. And also, your subconscious brain controls a lot more of your mind than your conscious brain. So everything that you do from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, it's about 90% of your subconscious acting to about 10%, if not less, of your conscious. So what does that mean? It means that you're indirectly, involuntarily doing things to get by. Does that make sense? Not like some AI programming, but you get the picture. Set some goals. Start cleaning up a little bit. Cleanliness is next to godliness. You clean up the mess in your crib, in your car. You clean up the mess in your mind. It's easier to think. You feel better. Yeah, a lot of our problems, depression, anxiety, that's first world problems. I've been to countries where they don't have a lot of the infrastructure that this country has, and there's not a lot of sad, depressed, people. They have less than us and they're happier than us. Why? That's because the more things we attach ourselves to, the more ways we split our energy, or we develop attachments that we don't need. Because what do you need in life besides homeostasis, food, water, shelter? Obviously that's where the homeostasis, but that's all you need to survive. Now, to be happy, I think survival is a good reason to be happy. There's a lot of people that aren't here. You can change your surroundings, get a job, get a new workout routine. If you don't want to work out, you can do yoga, you can stretch, something, move your body. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get phantom pains when I don't exercise at least 3 times a week. My body will just randomly get sore, start hurting. Your diet consists completely of everything that's around you, everything you watch, the news, everything that you choose to entertain yourself. Stay off the media as much as possible. Unless you're a creator or an influencer like me, you do not need to be on your phone for more than like 10 minutes a day, okay? Reply to a couple texts, call somebody back, put it down. Stop endlessly scrolling. And be careful what you listen to, be careful what you eat. Your sleep habits are part of your diet. You could change your appearance. I know a lot of people know that like ink therapy is very helpful. Piercings, hair color. There's just so many ways to get out of your head and tell yourself that you're not that person that you see yourself as when it's like negative. This is pretty general advice that I kind of just learned. Obviously meditation has brought me pretty far. You don't have to be spiritual or religious to meditate. Just kind of listen to your body. And I deserve to live this life how I want to, on my own terms. I detach from all my physical belongings, so I know that what's in here is worth more than anything that I can create with my hands. So I don't stress. We're not all wired the same, so this advice isn't gonna work for everybody. You just have to do what works for you. Take other people's advice, compare and contrast. Make your own decisions in life. Don't let somebody else make all the decisions for you. That has been how to cure your depression in 5 minutes, maybe 10. I don't know, but you guys get the point. Hope you found the value in this. Love y'all. Have a great day. Every day. You deserve to. Remember that.